Hello everyone! Maybe you're curious about the title of this video, how to make quick progress using this secret technique. And of course it is a clickbait title, but it is not far from the truth. I've been working on a new technique to maximize the potential of getting all the phrases and licks I've been teaching you on this channel, getting them in your system so that you will play them in solos. That is always a problem when you are studying phrases for everyone, including me. And I was just thinking about a technique to maximize the potential of this. And I'm gonna share that technique with you right after this intro. Now, it's not a completely new thing, it's kind of an obvious thing, but I think now with the practical tools that you have on my channel, it's very possible to do this using only my YouTube channel and, of course, a lick that you like, which you could take from everywhere, but you could also take them from my channel, of course. Maybe there's a video that you really like the licks in, or you have downloaded a tab from my Patreon that you like. For today, I'm gonna use a lick from my most recent video, which was taking a look at some Pasquale Grasso phrases on the standard What is this thing called love. And we're gonna take that lick through its paces, and I'm calling this technique the Van Hemert lick drill technique. So let's take a look at that phrase. It is a phrase that goes originally over D half diminished G7 to C. It sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. Now the first step, of course, that you gotta practice this lick with a metronome, using my metronome system. I will link it in the description. I'm not gonna show you that here because that takes a long time, but that's the first step, because you're gonna make sure that the timing of the lick, that you have the correct timing and the correct swing. But after that, we're gonna not do the thing that we always do, like play the lick on one song every time it's possible, but we're gonna use the Van Hemert lick drill technique. We're gonna go to my playlist with backing tracks, and that is on my channel. There's a link also in the description. Always check the links in my descriptions. I know a lot of people skip the descriptions, but there's always useful links there. And one of those links is a link to my playlist with backing tracks. And we're gonna just start at the top. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna play that lick on every song, or let's say not every song for this video, but a bunch of songs. And we're gonna improvise, and we're gonna play this lick every time it's possible. But there's certain rules. The first rule is that it doesn't really matter if we play a good solo, right? I mean, when I demonstrate the licks in the videos that I teach them, I always try to play a good solo around the lick, but that's not the point. The point of this exercise is that we are improvising, playing on the changes, but that we have to be aware of when we can play this lick. Doesn't matter where our hand is compared to the start of the lick, we're gonna jump to the place and play it. Now, maybe if you're really good at it, you don't need to prepare, but let's say you need to prepare. So the first song on my backing track list is All of Me. So we have to think first, where can we play this? Now, the nice thing of this lick is it also fits great over normal 2-5-1. That just means we're skipping the 2 chord, we're just thinking about the 5 chord and we're altering it. So It's basically like we're playing G7 altered to C. But it also works if you go to a minor chord. So if we just make a little change, that's all the same. And now we go to, so instead of, we change one note, we change the E to an E minor, E flat. So that means that we can play it both on a 2-5-1 to C major and a 2-5-1 to C minor. So now if we look at All of Me, and the nice thing is if you click on my backing track, you see the chords. We're gonna look. We wanna have every 5-1 resolution. And the 1 has to be either a minor chord or a major chord. And I don't want to have a dominant. I want to really have a 6 or a major 7 chord. So the first opportunity I see is from A7 to D minor. So I have to think, okay, how do we find this lick? For me, I think of it as this. It starts on the root of the 5 chord with the first finger on the B string, right? So it's A7. So we start on A. Or what you could think is you could think about the A7 chord like this, then it's your first finger. Or you could maybe think about A7 sharp 9, and that's the note we're gonna go to with the first lick, or with the first little triplet, right? Whatever method you want to use, find some way to visualize the lick on the fretboard. So the first opportunity is from A7 to D minor. Right, the minor. Maybe it will take you some more time to find the lick on the fretboard, but take your time until you got it. And then the second opportunity I see here is immediately after that from E7 to A minor, right? E7 sharp 9 or E7 like this. Minor variant. And then the next opportunity is G7 to C major. We don't have to play the last note. We could just end here. And then the second half, we have the same A7 to D minor. And then the end again, G7 to C. So now we're gonna play on All of Me, but it's important that you play a complete solo. Don't only play this lick. And you can fail, that's not a problem, but you have to play something. It doesn't have to be great, but you have to play something continuously and insert this lick at the right spot. And if you make a mistake, just go on, and I mean this backing track lasts 7 minutes, so you can do it for 7 minutes, which is pretty short actually for backing tracks on my channel, but it's one of the first ones. So let me just do it one or two choruses to demonstrate. Fret too low. But the point is that you have to switch to that lick whatever you're doing. And so it's not a point about making a fluent solo, right? It's more about pinpointing the lick on the neck at the time it's necessary. And if you are not making a fluent line because your hand is completely a different spot, that's maybe even better, because it is more about the accuracy of finding the lick at the right time than it is about building a great solo. That's for later. This drill exercise is just playing the lick at the right time. So once you did it for a couple of choruses and you're happy, you just go into the next song, which is minor swing. So minor swing, we open it, and actually I see only one opportunity. It's E7 to A minor in bar 5, and then actually again bar 13. It says B flat 6, E7, A minor, but we could just think E7. I mean, you got to know it. If you didn't see that, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to play it in bar 5, and I'm going to play it in bar 13 and improvise for the rest. So do I need to drill that again before we start? No, because E7 to A minor I already did in All of Me. Next song is Made for Wesley. Okay, this lick is not really good for bossa. So Made for Wesley, Bossa Dorado can skip. I Can Give You Anything But Love. That's great too. Let's see. So we can play that in bar 3, 2, 5, 1 to G. So D7 sharp 9. We have to play the open string. And then we can play it in bar 9, 2, 5, 1 to C. And the second half, same thing. Well, let me just do it. You get the idea, right? It's a lot of fun. Could have played it there. Let's do one more chorus. Second chorus. So one point I played it at a place where I couldn't really play it because I could only play the first half. But that's not really a problem. You could make exceptions like that, but the point would actually be to play the whole thing every time it's possible. So that was good. Let's go on. Let's do some more. Django's Tiger. Oh, that would be great. It's probably only 2 times. Yeah. So we could play it. We have to improvise for a long time, but then we get E7 to A. And then at one point we go to D. So I have to play it on E7 to A. Oh, so it's the first time I'm going to go to A major. And then A7 to D. So you're really drilling that lick. It becomes easier and easier. Let me try it. And also the tempos are different and the songs are different. It's really fun. It's getting easier and easier. Coquette, let's do Coquette. It's a 2512D, which I already played, and a 2512G, I already played that. Let's just do it. Piece of cake, Dinah would be a 2512G, and then for the bridge a 2512 E minor. So we didn't play that one before, right? So should be there. That's too low. Yeah, let's try that, Dinah. Okay, so I don't have time to play it because it's only one bar, but what I could do in the bridge, I could play it because we have 1, 2, 3, 6 bars more or less of E minor. I could play it in the third bar of the bridge. Ah. New plays the guitar, it's always a little bit different. More time. Almost. To go. I hope you get the idea. Well, let's do one more in a completely different key, maybe like. Oh, I remember April. There's a lot of places I can play it there, but it's already also fast. You know, I need to practice that first, I think. But it could happen to you. But there's only one spot we can play it. There will never be another you. That's a good one because we have a 251 to C minor, right? Then immediately you have a 251 to A flat, so. And then we have a 2 F1 to E flat again, to E flat. So would be. Probably very difficult. So what you could do then is first just play these licks without a solo. Let's do that one time so you can see that. So I'm just gonna play only the licks, and I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the course. Do more time to C minor. F7 and to E flat. C minor. Tricky one. Okay, let's do a solo. Gonna be difficult. Yeah, that's a tricky song because you're basically playing a bunch of them in a row, and new key, right? E flat, A flat. But this is the point, right? You're going through a lot of songs on my backing track list, and you can skip some, of course. You can maybe pick a list beforehand that you know, or you can use your own backing track. It doesn't really matter. And then you just go through this process. But the important thing to remember is that you can practice before you start playing a solo, but the point of the exercise is to play a real solo. It doesn't have to be a good solo, that's also another point. The only thing that matters is that you can switch to that lick anytime you want. And I've been doing this for the past 2 days with another phrase, and I can tell you it's really working because that phrase I now actually am playing in solos. So it's maybe not the most efficient process because it takes a long time, but it is really very effective. I'm not saying you should do this with every lick that you find on my channel. It's just that would take too long. But you should do it with licks that you really, really love and that you really want to be part of your playing, and just use the Hemert lick drill technique. And I promise you that will give you the biggest chance of making that phrase be a permanent part of your vocabulary while improvising. Kind of a long video without a clear focus, but I thought it was necessary to make this video. I'll come up with a very good clickbait title to generate some views, because I've noticed that the title is the most important thing when it comes to views. Apparently, BeBop Mondays is not very clickbaity. And I hope you will try this out and let me know what the results are in the comments. And I will see you all in the next video. Of course, if you want access to the tabs, the tab for this video is just basically the tab for my last video. You can take a look at my Patreon, and you will get access to every tab I ever made, plus exclusive videos. And as always, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and see you soon. Bye.